Welcome to the very first episode of Northwest Favorites, the heart of Portland wrestling. I'm your host, Frank Culbertson, and this series shines a spotlight on the wrestlers who weren't necessarily superstars on the world stage, but who were absolutely essential to Portland wrestling. These were the men just under the top tier, the co-main eventers, the heaters, the emotional anchors of the territory, the one fans connected with deeply, whether they cheered or booed them with everything they had. This series, like all of my work, is based on the Encyclopedia of Portland Wrestlers by historian Mike Rogers, and it's available now on Amazon. Today, we'll kick things off with three men who embodied that next level down category, wrestlers who gave Portland some of its best matches, best moments, and best memories. When you talk about Portland wrestlers who were always in the mix, you have to talk about Ed Wiskowski. He arrived in 1977 and instantly established himself as a force. He wasn't always in the top spot. That belonged in those days to guys like Rose, Snuka, Savage, and Stasiak. But Wiskowski was right below them on the ladder. The perfect co-main, the perfect tag partner, the perfect foil. Wiskowski teamed with Buddy Rose in one of the most memorable pairings in Northwest history. They could headline, they could semi-main, they could steal the show, and often did. He held multiple singles and tag titles, and every reinvention he brought to Portland felt fresh. He was the convict, Mega Maharishi Ahmed, Colonel De Beers. Controversial? Yes. Effective? Very. Wiskowski was one of those uniquely gifted performers who could elevate a card without overshadowing the true superstars. He was the definition of a crucial territory player, the kind of guy who added texture and depth to the roster. And behind the scenes, he was generous with his knowledge and stories, and after wrestling, he stayed involved, even becoming a substitute teacher. A true Portland favorite for fans and wrestlers alike. If there was ever a wrestler who captured the rough, gritty spirit of Portland wrestling, it was Bobby Jaggers. Jaggers wasn't a national megastar, but in Portland, he was a marquee-level guy, a believable tough man, a wrestler fans emotionally invested in, whether they liked him or not. He debuted as a babyface in 1984, quickly climbed the card, and won the Northwest singles title 4 times. That alone puts him in elite company. But what made Jaggers special was his ability to connect through authenticity. He felt real. He was a Vietnam veteran with scars from life. Jaggers always wrestled like every match mattered. He bled a lot, and that only added to his credibility. Fans trusted Bobby Jaggers. They believed in him. His feud with Scott Casey, including the famous pig manure angle, remains one of the most talked about moments of its era. Jaggers grew so loyal to the Northwest Territory that he stayed longer than many wrestlers of his tier. He was the perfect Portland guy, a semi-main eventer who made the territory feel alive. And finally, John Nord, the future berserker. He didn't spend years in Portland, but in the late 1980s, he represented something vital to the territory. The big, wild, unpredictable bruiser who could carry a semi-main just on his presence alone. Nord debuted in 1989 with memorable intensity. His chair shot to Mike Golden was one of the most shocking moments of that era. He mixed it up with Carl Stiles, the grappler, Brian Adams, and the Equalizer, always adding size and danger to the guard. He wasn't the top star, but he didn't need to be. Nord was the guy who could slide into any position from the middle to the semi-main event and instantly add credibility. His unsanctioned brawl with Roddy Piper blasting him with a fire extinguisher, is still remembered. And when he returned briefly as a babyface in 1990, fans welcomed him back because they felt something with Nord. He was part of that essential group, not the superstars, but the wrestlers who made Portland wrestling feel like Portland wrestling. 3 wrestlers, 3 careers that sat just under the territory's top tier. 3 men the fans invested in as favorites, as villains, and as irreplaceable parts of the Northwest scene. And this has been episode 1 of Northwest Favorites, the heart of Portland wrestling, the fan favorites and the fierce rivals who defined an era. It's based on the Encyclopedia of Portland Wrestlers by historian Mike Rogers, available now on Amazon. And I'm your host, Frank Culbertson. Be sure to follow on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and new episodes drop every Friday.